guys feel really special because I'm going to say it for the third time now. I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge the people among you who grace a seat in the audience year after year. I'm not going to name names, that wouldn't be fair, but it is so nice from an MC perspective. I think I've been doing this since 2014, and every time I look out in the audience, Brian is nodding. We see people who just do not miss this event. So I just think it's really, really neat. But I'm not surprised that this has become the go-to event in Fredericton. I mean, just look around you at all of the celebrities in the audience. It's kind of cool. Speaking of celebrities, I don't even know if she'd appreciate me sharing this. The Premier of New Brunswick, her schedule, as you all can imagine, is nutty. She drove herself here because she wanted to speak to the students. And so she arrived here early. She had to be out of here by like 6:15. I think I still saw her here at 6:25. She spoke to the students as they were getting their pictures taken, and then she insisted that she go back, and they were all in line. They are all in line, and she spoke to them there. Like, amazing, amazing. And I'm just going to say this too. Her acceptance speech, when she was announced the Premier of New Brunswick, were you as amazed as I was? In fact, Premier McKenna said it was like a masterpiece. She named every constituent in every riding, and I just complimented her on that. She looked at me like I had four eyes, like, why wouldn't I know my team, who I've been recruiting for years? So I just think that speaks volumes, not only of her, but of her team. That's all I can say on that. So I also want to acknowledge that this is our first ceremony at our new host venue. We're very excited about our new partnership with the Fredericton Inn. Thank you, Fredericton Inn. You did a great job with the room. It's awesome. So we are going to get things started. First things first, I have to check that I have something that I always need, and Denise Johnson always makes sure that I have it. Kleenex box. Oh, you're all laughing, right? You're thinking, okay, what do you mean? This is a feel-good event. I am telling you, yes, indeed, it is a feel-good event, but you will join me in shedding some tears. The stories that you'll hear tonight are so inspirational and emotional. So they upped the game. I'm going to show you. This is this year's Kleenex box. This was last year's Kleenex box, but this is what I love about last year's Kleenex box. Tears are words the heart cannot express. Don't you love that? You just love that. Okay, speaking of feelings, how is everybody feeling tonight on a scale of 1 to 10? 11 at this table. Well, I have to tell you, if you're feeling good now, you are going to feel even better when you leave at the end of the night. Everybody comments about how special this ceremony is, and you will see it as we roll out. So let me impress with you some numbers. Over the past 30 years, Kingswood Turnaround has shone the light on 1,088 deserving students. That's remarkable. Absolutely worthy of applause. And thanks to its partners and its sponsors, dispersed $616,650 in scholarships to subsidize the cost of higher education. Mind-boggling. So, how about we get things underway in style? It's time for us to welcome the Kingswood Turnaround Achievement Award recipients for 2025 in ceremonial style. They're going to be piped in by Jack Thurett. He's a grade 7 student at Harold Peterson Middle School and a resident of Grand Lake. Cue the piper. fantastic. Grade 7. Wow, what talent. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for our 2025 Congratulations to each and every one of you who stand before me and before you. Tonight is your night, and we're here to celebrate your success. You will take your rightful place on the stage again later tonight, but for now, I invite you to join your family and friends and make yourselves comfortable in your seat. So go ahead, while you find your way back to your seats, I want to thank our Piper Jack for doing a great job escorting in our students. Thank you, Jack. Now, on a very somber note, and my Kleenex might come in handy. So before we begin tonight's ceremony, it is with great sadness that we announce the recent passing of Alex Dingwall. I'm not sure if that's coming as a surprise to some of you in the audience. He was a longtime friend of Brian Johnson and held the position of Director of Student Services at the Department of Education when Brian first brought the idea of turnaround to him. Alex provided invaluable guidance to Brian, and the inaugural Kingswood Turnaround Achievement Award ceremony was successfully executed in 1994. And subsequently, Alex held the position of Superintendent for Districts 17 and 18, now known as Anglophone West School District, for a duration of 14 years. And he continued to be a strong supporter and advocate for the Turnaround Achievement Awards program. In fact, years ago, Brian, Gary DiPaolo, he's our Turnaround Achievement Award chairman, and Alex took a trip to Nova Scotia to introduce that province to the Turnaround Achievement Awards, and their ceremony carries on today. That's a testament to the value of this program and what it's doing in New Brunswick, and now what it's doing in Nova Scotia, and I'll have another update a little bit later on tonight. Last year, in celebration of the 30th annual Turnaround Achievement Award ceremony, we invited Alex to be our guest speaker, a role that he was obviously honored to accept. And there is a photo on the screen of last year's ceremony of him and Brian. So in honor of Alex and his contribution to the Kingswood Turnaround Achievement Awards, our Educator of the Year Award going forward will be known as the I knew it. Wasn't going to get through it. The Alex Dingwall Educator of the Year Award. That's phenomenal. So not only because I need to compose myself, but I will invite you to please stand and join in a moment of silence to pay tribute to our dear friend, Alex. Thank you. I know he's looking down from up above, and that just really touched his heart. So now I would like to introduce committee member Marty Forsyth to offer the land acknowledgement. Marty, you may want to use this microphone, as I suspect that one is still not working. Okay, please.
I would like to acknowledge this event is taking place on traditional Wollastoqua territory. It's territory of the Wollastoq Twig people and recognized in the peace and friendship treaties to establish an ongoing relationship of peace, friendship, and mutual respect between equal nations. The river that runs through our city is known as the Wollastoq, along which live the Wollastoq Twig people, the people of the beautiful river.
Thank you, Marty. Now I'll ask everyone to please stand once again for the singing of O Canada by Rebecca Assel, grade 9 student at Harvey High School.
Oh, Canada. wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
We have quite a roster of special guests with us tonight. Please hold your applause until I introduce them all, starting with the Honorable Louise Ambeau, OC, ONB, and the Lieutenant Governor of New Brunswick. As I mentioned, Premier Holt was here earlier on, and Honorable Claire Johnson, Minister of Education and Early Childhood Development. I love that portfolio. You must be really excited to have it. Yes, like that. The Honorable Ryan Donaghy, Deputy Minister of Education and Early Childhood Development. The Honorable Cindy Miles, Minister of Social Development. Honorable David Kuhn, MLA and leader of the Green Party. Honorable Mary Wilson, MLA, Oromocto-Sunbury. His Worship Dave Morrison, the Mayor of Hanwell. Her Worship Mayor Judy Wilson-Shee, Mayor of New Maryland. His Worship Robert Powell, Mayor of Oromocto. Deputy Mayor Bobby Hart, Fredericton Junction. I don't know if these two are here, but I'm going to name them anyway because I think Portage really aligns well with the Turnaround Achievement Awards, so I'm just going to read it as it is in my script. Dave Ferguson, Chairman of Portage Atlantic, and Carol Tracy, Director of Corporate Development, Portage Atlantic. Especially nice to have you both with us tonight, I wanted to say, if they're here. There were many positive mentions of Portage in our ceremonies over the past years. David McTimoney, Superintendent Anglophone West School District. I think he was on CBC more than I ever was. He was on the radio again this morning. And last but certainly not least, Brian Johnson. So this is getting to be, or I should say, this is a very prestigious event, as attested to by the impressive list of dignitaries and honored and special guests. So thank you, each and every one of you, for taking the time to be here. Your presence elevates this ceremony, and we are deeply grateful to have you with us. So please join me in a warm welcome to all of our special guests. So I just have a few housekeeping announcements to get underway. The washrooms are located to my left, and then just turn another left, and they're right there. Feel free, by all means, to come up and take pictures whenever you want, but maybe just crouch down so that you're not blocking the view of someone else who's taking a picture. And lastly, if you have your cell phones turned on, perhaps turn them off, or at least put them on silent, and we thank you for that. And speaking of thank yous, a sincere thank you to the media. I should have gone back to ask who is here representing the media, but we want to thank you. One, for covering this event tonight, but also for the pre-event coverage. Did anybody listen to CBC this morning? And did you hear Dakota Werner? Wasn't that amazing? Yes. And her mom, Ashley. Mom, you must be so proud. Oh my goodness. I'm not going to steal her thunder. Hopefully she does speak and you'll be able to hear her story. And thank you to the Kingswood Turnaround Achievement Awards Committee for all their hard work. You know, it really does take an army to put together an event of this caliber. So please stand, because I think you really do need to be deserved recognition. Gary DePaulo, the chairman. Thank you, Gary. Denise Johnson, secretary, treasurer, and so much more than that. Carrie Bedford. Some of them are still back with the registration. Yes. Linda Dempsey Nicholson. Linda. Trip Lewis. Over here. Alex Trask. Laura McKenzie. Marty Forsyth. Kim Ryu, she's absent tonight. Jeff Gordon-Johnson also absent, but put a lot of work into this, as did Catherine Gordon-Johnson. And volunteers this evening, Whitney McCoy, Rosemary White, Ruthie Bresson, and Colin Tibbetts, all volunteering this evening. And of course, Brian Johnson, with whom this event would not be possible. And I am going to speak about Brian certainly later in the event, because I already cried once and I don't want to cry immediately again, so I'll do it a little bit later. An event of this caliber does not happen overnight, so we appreciate that you have put the work that you put into this event to make it the yearly success it is, honestly and truly. And last but not least, you, the parents, the guardians, the grandparents, the teachers, the guidance counselors for helping make this special night possible. I'm going to stop right there because you are the guardian angels among us. I mean that in all sincerity. You play the most important role relative to this night of celebration. You are the ones who stand watch over our kids. You are the ones outside of the limelight, putting in all of the work. Well, tonight, we want to shine the light on you, and you, and you, and you, and you. So please stand, every parent, grandparent, guardian, teacher, guidance counselor, anyone who has played a role in the turning around of a life. That's no small achievement. Please stand and be recognized. This round of applause is for you. Yes, I'm sure we have some sisters and brothers. Last year that was a real theme. The thank yous were like so heartfelt and thanking like brothers and sisters and moms and dads. So now you get to sit back and enjoy a short video that we prepared that highlights just some of the moments from the past Kingswood Turnaround Achievement Awards ceremony. Cue the video. Valerie.
There is such a tribute to the kids who are receiving these awards. They have turned their lives around dramatically from some experiences that we would never imagine in our own lives.
I think they're doing an amazing thing. It shows that that there is somebody out there who actually cares about like good people and people who are trying to be good and trying to make their own way. It really helps.
On a given afternoon 20 years ago, two gentlemen came into my office to talk about this new initiative that they experienced in Florida. So Ernie McFadgen and Brian Johnson were so excited about this Turnaround Achievement Award program that they wanted to introduce it to the school district.
It was because of these inspirational stories of students that have had very difficult times and have turned their lives around. And so that was extremely moving. They were helping kids of many varieties get recognized for turning their lives around, kids that were going down the wrong path, and we just thought that would be a wonderful thing for this community.
I not really made a complete turnaround so far. I'm just kind of, not good.
Every celebration that I've attended to see the pride, not only in the students but in their parents and families, and to me that's such a boost of confidence that can help propel them into bigger and better things, not only in future years at school, but also after they've finished high school.
My name is Angie Aquin. I first got involved 20 years ago when I was one of the first recipients of the Turnaround Achievement Award.
She came over to me and she told me she was a first-year recipient and remembered it well and how important it was for her. And now she's a counselor in the school system here in Fredericton. And so we both were in tears and hugged. And but that's how important it is to them.
And for someone to actually get to the point where they can say, I am not going to continue on the road that I've been. I'm going to turn my life around, and I'm going to start down the road that I need to be on. That's a tremendous decision, and that young man or woman needs all the support and all the encouragement we can give, because they deserve so much credit.
I just really had some hard times, and these guys have been there through the whole thing, and without them I don't think I'd be up here today. So just thank you guys. I love you guys all.
There are a lot of times when teachers don't get the recognition they deserve, and this is one example where we have a chance to really celebrate some of the great professionals that we have in our system.
I think anyone, especially anyone who has ever volunteered, wants to make a difference. And when you can make a difference in the life of another human being, you want to step up to the plate. And that's exactly what Kingswood has done.
You've learned a lot in the turnaround you've gone through, and to pay it forward and help others, because at the end of the day, helping others could be the greatest legacy of your life.
It's not even for the recognition. You know what? They see the difference that it's made in their staff, in their classmate, and they want to have the same change in their life. And wouldn't you?
If I hadn't been able to turn it around, I'm scared I would have been one of those statistic First Nation women. And now I've broken through a lot of those barriers, and I've been able to stand tall and be proud. And I couldn't imagine life without it being like it is now.
That video does give you some indication of the emotion that each of us will feel tonight, but there was also some laughter as well. A couple of things that I'd point out, Brian, the word that you use, legacy. You truly are leaving a legacy. It's amazing what this means to so many people, and so many people right here in this audience, but in the 30 years prior to, like how many students have gone on and just made such a remarkable difference in their own lives, but also in the lives of others. And the other thing that I wanted to reference was, we talked about how life-changing these awards are, but I would venture, based on what we heard in the video, life-saving, right? Life-saving. That's a remarkable testimonial to what our guardian angels in this room do on a day-in, day-out basis. Now we're going to get into some formalities. I would like to welcome the Honorable Louise Ambeau, Lieutenant Governor of New Brunswick, to say a few words.
You are so beautiful. Thank you so much for being here, all of you, and for inviting me. Award recipients and your loved ones, les lauréats et les lauréates et vos proches, teachers, educators, le personnel enseignant, mothers, fathers, friends, good evening, bonsoir, Kuwait. Je suis ravie d'être parmi vous pour la cérémonie de remise des prix Turnaround Achievement présentée par Kingswood. I'm delighted to join you in celebration of this year's Kingswood Turnaround Achievement Awards recipients. I want to begin by acknowledging the efforts of teachers and parents who are being recognized for their work. As leaders and role models, you have a tremendous impact on the success of students inside and outside the classroom. Thank you for everything you do to support our province's youth. Merci aux enseignants, au personnel scolaire, aux parents pour le soutien indéfectible que vous offrez aux jeunes néo-brunswickois et néo-brunswickoises. Each of the Turnaround Achievement Award recipients has made significant efforts to build a strong foundation from which they can continue to grow. I admire your resilience in the face of adversity. As you face obstacles or roadblocks, we all do at some point, I encourage you to frame these challenges as learning opportunities that will lead to even further growth. You have the ability to break down barriers and forge your own unique path. In doing so, you will expand your horizons by reaching out beyond your usual circles of influence. Personne ne peut vous promettre un fleuve tranquille. Éventuellement, vous serez confronté à d'autres défis. Grâce à votre résilience et à votre détermination, vous êtes bien placé pour les surmonter. Je vous encourage à quitter votre zone de confort et à forger de nouveaux liens à l'extérieur de vos cercles habituels. Permettez-vous de rêver plus grand et de viser plus haut. Votre parcours ne fait que commencer et il n'y a pas de limite aux possibilités qui s'offrent à vous. Je vous souhaite une bonne continuation dans vos études et vos projets futurs. I hope that you all believe in yourselves and in your ability to make a difference in your community. Let yourselves dream big and reach high. Your journey is just beginning, and the possibilities are truly endless. I wish you all the best in your studies and beyond. Thank you. Walilwan, Walalin, merci.
That was wonderful. Thank you, Your Honor. And next up, Honorable Claire Johnson, Minister of Education and Early Childhood Development, bringing greetings on behalf of the Government of New Brunswick. Good evening, everyone. I'm thrilled to be here. As I was driving tonight, I had this overwhelming feeling that tonight is a big deal. And this has been confirmed again and again and again. Tonight is a huge deal. So tonight we celebrate strength, we celebrate courage, we celebrate grit and incredible personal growth. On behalf of the Government of New Brunswick, I would like to thank organizers for this event, bringing us together to celebrate and recognize truly remarkable group of students from Anglophone West. I'm 90% sure that Alex Dingwall actually taught with my parents. I know, right? So many connections between us. It's phenomenal. I was actually texting with my mom for her to confirm, but she hasn't responded. But I'm 90% sure, yes, and I find that's really phenomenal. I want to talk about the word turnaround. According to Cambridge Dictionary, I'm sorry, I'm a bit of a dork. I really like looking in dictionaries and looking at definitions. It means to change something from one thing to its complete opposite. And I think that's really important right now. That's a truly powerful word. And also I'd like to share that turnaround is something that I use all the time as a parent. I tell my kids, turn things around. You have a chance now, turn things around. It's a word I use all the time. I actually tell myself that sometimes when I feel like I'm losing patience or things aren't going the way that I like. I say, turn things around. But to turn things around requires courage, determination, and above all, it requires the strength to listen to your inner voice. Because sometimes the world can be really loud around us. So I applaud you tonight for honoring your inner voice. In a turnaround journey, it's especially difficult to tune out all of those outside noises. We can sometimes hear conflicting messages around us. And I don't mind telling you that even as an adult in front of you today, that happens to me all the time. We hear all kinds of noise, all kinds of conflicting messages around us, and we need to stay focused. I want to take a moment to talk about grit. Does everybody know what grit means? It's one of my favorite words. It's a personality trait that's based on a person's perseverance in the face of obstacles and challenges. And I'd like to take a moment to recognize that some people face more challenges and more obstacles than others. But sometimes that's how we learn, that's how we grow, but that's not an easy thing to do. Now, I turned out pretty good. But there are different points in my life. You can ask my parents. It was touch and go. I'm not going to tell you the details of those stories right here, right now in front of you, but if you want to hear about them, come see me and I'll tell you a little bit about them. I'd like to thank you, the recipients of this award, for leading by example, and to remind us all that life is a journey. And to remind us all that we have courage, as you have illustrated tonight. So I would like to sincerely congratulate every single award recipient. This is a big deal. This is a tremendous achievement. And I also want to recognize those who have walked alongside of you, your families, your teachers, your mentors, and your friends. It's not easy sometimes to watch somebody that you love struggle. So I applaud your strength, and I recognize the courage and the grit that you also have. I would like to leave you with one final message. In times of doubt, always ask yourself, if not me, then who? If not now, then when? And hopefully in responding to those questions, you can find the courage and the grit that you need to move forward. I hope that those words will guide you in your next chapter, because your journey's far from over. It's actually just beginning. And the world needs you. The world needs your voice, your heart, and your leadership. So congratulations to all of you. Thank you, and I hope you have a great evening. Next up, I would like to welcome David McTimoney, Superintendent of Anglophone West School District, to give greetings on behalf of the school district. David.
Thank you very much, Rose, and good evening, everyone. Your Honor, members of the Legislative Assembly, municipal leaders, fellow teachers and staff from our schools, parents, and of course students, welcome to Fredericton, welcome to Anglophone West School District. We're a pretty big school district. We have 70 schools, 25,000 students, and we cover about 1/3 the geography of our province. And I say that because there are 25 students here tonight, 25 out of 25,000 that stand out. And you stand out because of your resilience. You stand out because you didn't give up, and you should be very proud of that accomplishment. School isn't easy for everyone. I recognize that, your teachers recognize that, and your school leaders recognize that. So congratulations on your resiliency. It's taken you far in school, and it'll take you very far in life. Make sure that you embrace tonight. It's a great evening of celebration, and congratulations once again. Have a great evening.
I think we might have let the cat out of the bag, but this may be a surprise to some of you, especially if you weren't paying close attention, but we also honor teachers tonight. So introducing the Alex Dingwall Educator of the Year Awards, whereby we recognize teachers who have played a significant role in the lives of students. This year, 2 teachers, they work hand in hand. They're from George Street Middle School, and they've been selected to receive this prestigious award. As I call your names, if you would please come to the podium to accept your award. Patty Buffett and Christine Morris. And we will give the honor of presenting the award and reading the bios for each recipient of the Alex Dingwall Educator of the Year Award to Superintendent David McTimoney.
Thank you once again, Rose, and thank you for this honor. Patty and Christine have been supporting Wolastoqey youth from Village for over 10 years, walking side by side with Village and school community through every challenge and celebration. Over these years, they've built meaningful relationships with families and community members, becoming partners in the growth and well-being of our youth. Their commitment has never wavered, no matter the hardship. With George Street Middle School, they've not only supported Wolastoqey youth, but have also welcomed youth from all nations, creating a space where every Indigenous child, no matter their background, feels seen, heard, and valued. While Patty focuses on numeracy intervention and Christine on literacy, their roles go far beyond the classroom. Their unwavering advocacy for Indigenous youth ensures that they are treated with the respect and dignity they deserve. Patty and Christine stand firm in their commitment to justice, showing our youth that their voices matter and their identities are something to be proud of. The impact of their work resonates far beyond the school walls. Many students who have moved on to high school continue to speak of Patty and Christine with deep respect and admiration. Some even return to George Street Middle School to support current students, volunteer, or complete co-op placements, proof of the lasting positive influences these 2 teachers have had. At the heart of Wolastoqey culture is the value of community, working together, supporting one another, and never walking the path alone. Patty and Christine embody this principle through their collaboration, standing side by side, not only in their work, but in their shared vision of uplifting the next generation. They are a team woven together by their shared dedication of their youth that they serve. It is fitting that we honor and recognize these 2 remarkable educators who truly lived out the spirit of community values in everything they do. I'd be pleased to invite Tracy O'Reilly, who's the Director of Education from the community of Village, and Minister Claire Johnson, as Minister of Education and Early Childhood Development, to help me in presenting Christine and Patty with the new Alex Dingwall Educator of the Year Awards. Congratulations.
so proud of people. Holy moly, look at everybody in here. This is fantastic. I just want to say a quick little something because this is extremely special. 9 years ago, I was living abroad when I received a phone call from the esteemed Patty Buffett, giving me the heads up that they were looking to fill a position under the enhancement contract, and if I, like me, would be interested. I've done some supply work with her before in the past, and was completely shocked but absolutely honored that she had thought of me and chose me to be her work partner along with someone capable enough to fill this amazing position. Hesitantly, as you could tell that I am hesitant, I said yes because I'm not usually the kind of person who thinks, hey, I'm the perfect person for this. I like to be behind the scenes. I typically keep my head down, I work hard, I collaborate, I want what's best for my colleagues, but most importantly, my students. I connect with them and I learn from them just as much as I hope that they learn from me, and I genuinely couldn't do what I do without them, and I have not looked back since I started here. I'm proud of what I get to do and also who I get to work alongside with every single day. Patty and Marlene Clark, who also works within the classroom with us, Sarah Francis and Molly Brown through district, Tracy O'Reilly, who's here tonight, as well as the community of Village. Our admin team at George Street Middle School is a phenomenal admin team. My family, my mom, my husband's here too, I think. You guys are all nothing short of amazing. They say it takes a village, and our district is full of them. And if you just take a moment to look around here, and just not just the people at your table, but turn around and look and see this is a village right here, right now. And it's nothing short of inspirational. I always say that tomorrow is a new day, and I can't wait to see what else we all will do and where we all will go from here. These awards and this night deserve a huge congratulations, and let's see what we can do from here. Thank you so much. Willie One is on there.
She was so nervous, but she did amazing. I'm so proud of her. The fact that I'm standing here needing to say a few words is something that was not on my bingo card. When Chris and I got the phone call saying that we were nominated, we literally kept checking the date on the board because we thought it was April Fool's. However, am I incredibly honored? 1,000%. I do know, however, that George Street Middle School is filled with teachers who are deserving and should also be a part of this night along with us. Molly and Sarah, thank you for this nomination. Please know we would never be able to be as effective in these positions without your constant support, guidance, and leadership. Tracy O'Reilly, from the beautiful community of Village, you are our fearless advocate, and without you, I would never be on the path that I am. Thank you for everything and always having faith in me. I also want to thank our administration, Michelle, Lindsay, and Jacob, who work tirelessly on our team, collaborate, and always put the needs of our kiddos first. It gives us the flexibility that our kids need to feel safe, secure, and make their middle school career positive and memorable. We are so blessed to work in a school where we are supported to be able to give the most to our kids. And I also can't forget to thank our team, Marlene Clark, Dick Paul, Crystal Atwin, who is a new addition, and of course Chris, are the people who make the success of our program possible. I've been in this position for 13 years, and there isn't a day that goes by that I am not grateful to the people that surround me and the sweet little faces that show up in our room every morning. And lastly, I also want to thank my family. Sometimes they are the ones who get overlooked when you're dealing with a teacher. Being a teacher isn't a career, it's a whole personality and a lifestyle that encompasses all areas of my life. My husband Jay, my daughter McKenna, and my mom Marion are all the ones who always are there to pick up the pieces when things at work get a little tough. They have an unwavering understanding of the difficulties of my job, the heaviness that sometimes comes along with it, and view the 30 kiddos that we get to work with as part of our family. That isn't always easy, but the way they handle me at home, and trust me, it's not always easy, it means that I can go to work every day with the ability to give 100% to our students. I never thought that I would be recognized in this capacity, I am incredibly humbled and honored. I accept this honor not just for myself, but for every teacher who pours their heart into the work, often without recognition. I am standing here because of my team, my leaders, my family, and the wonderful students who teach me something new every day. Thank you for reminding me what we do matters. Moving forward, I'll carry this with pride and even deeper gratitude. Willie one, and thank you.
So I'm just going to give some instruction. Oh, yes, David, and yes, go get your picture taken with the girls. Great. Oh, Minister. Minister, you would participate in the photo op as well? Thank you. Thank you. Nope, it's not good yet. So before we begin our student presentations, it is worth noting that over the years, the Kingswood Turnaround Achievement Award Group has been instrumental in lending assistance and expertise to other jurisdictions. There are now turnaround award ceremonies in Nova Scotia, in Bathurst, in St. Stephen, and St. John. Kingswood is pleased that their passion has been contagious and has enriched the lives of many students from various other areas. It reminds me of what Marcel Lebrun is doing with the tiny homes. You know, that is just other municipalities are adopting that model. It's incredible, and I'm not surprised that they're adopting this incredible model and the difference that it's making in our country. So hopefully this is a trend that will continue, and we will see this life-changing, life-saving program rolling out across the country. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, Dustin Taylor. Dustin Taylor graduated from Oromocto High School in 2011. He was surprised to receive the Turnaround Achievement Award that year. Dustin had an unstable home life throughout high school, but you'd never have known it. When Dustin received the Turnaround Achievement Award, he was recognized as the first ever student council president to receive the honor. Dustin dedicated himself to his education and extracurricular activities while maintaining a full-time job and living on his own. That determination and hard work ethic has continued to drive Dustin to achieve many great things since then. Without further ado, please welcome Dustin Taylor.
I don't get nervous very often. I love it. The butterflies, embrace this moment. Okay. Do you know the difference between a carrot, an egg, and a coffee bean? Let's imagine you have 3 pots of boiling water, and you put each item in the water. Each one's gonna react completely differently. The carrot is gonna become soft and mushy. The egg, although it looks unchanged on the outside, becomes hard and dense on the inside. But the coffee bean changes the water entirely and makes something magical. Life's tough lessons are like the boiling water. Are you going to get soft and mushy, become hard and dense, or are you going to use that stress to overcome the challenge and change the environment around you? This analogy was used to introduce me back in 2011, 14 years ago, when I was sitting right where you are today. 14 years. Time sure flies by, doesn't it? Oh my. Yeah, time will zoom by quicker and quicker the older you get. Soon enough, one of you might be standing up here as the guest speaker for the Turnaround Achievement Awards. When I was in high school, my family fell apart. We lost our home. I had to take on more hours at work in order to rent a room and pay my bills. I knew that quitting school was not really an option, or else I would never get out of the rut of my life. So I doubled down on extracurricular activities. I joined the student council, so I had more freedom at school. I played football and wrestled and played rugby. I don't know how I balanced it all, But in hindsight, I made it through. I took level 1 classes, worked 30+ hours a week, and have still maintained a tight-knit group of friends. Admittedly, it was the group of friends that really helped me get through it all. Going into grade 12, I was homeless. I was going to be the student council president, but I had nowhere to sleep. I had a tent, I showered at a friend's house, and I worked as much as I possibly could to make as much money as I could, but it never seemed to be enough. It was a couple weeks before school started that I found somewhere to stay. A friend's family reached out and offered me an opportunity to rent their spare bedroom until I graduated. That was a humbling experience. You know, for somebody who had been living on their own and relied only on themselves for so long, well, let's just say I appreciated it. When I found out I was nominated for the TAA, honestly, I was a bit ashamed. Not because there's any stigma around the award, but because I thought I had a really good facade. Nobody knew. It was my little secret. I thought I had them all fooled. How did they find out? The only person who knew was Miss McIntyre, and she was the one who nominated me. The morning of the TAA, I was interviewed by the CBC radio. It was the first time I'd ever been featured on the radio, and I was beyond proud. I got dressed to the nines, did my hair, had a permanent smile the whole day, and I guess I didn't really think that through because nobody could see me on radio. But that didn't matter because I felt good. When you look good, you feel good, and I felt amazing. Finally, all of the hard work and perseverance that I was putting in was being recognized. I bet some of you here today feel that exact same way. And I say, good, embrace it, feel that. Really hold on to that feeling because you'll use that next time you have to overcome another challenge. Since high school, I've gone off to study culinary arts. I became a chef and worked in some really phenomenal restaurants across Canada. I earned my Red Seal and decided to leave the industry. I then got into sales and traveled around selling various different products. I got pretty good at it and I still didn't feel fulfilled. So I came back to New Brunswick and started attending UNB for business. I wanted to own a business, something I quickly learned you do not get by going to university. Nevertheless, I did learn a lot and I still graduated in 2022. During my time at UNB, I found a management training program called Student Works. I worked really, really hard to get into the program and succeeded. The program taught me how to market my home service, commit to contracts, hire a team, produce the work, manage the finances. I was finally a business owner. I worked the program for the 4 years I was in university, but the program was designed for university students. So as I was graduating, I would have to let it go as well. Shortly before graduating, I was introduced to another franchise model for another home service business. I educated myself in the industry, looked more into the model of the franchise, and eventually decided to pursue it. Now here we are, 3 years later, we produce over $1 million in contracts every year, and I employ a few people. I help dozens more with jobs, and we help hundreds of people with roofing and siding projects. Earning the TAA was a life-changing moment for me. It proved to me that hard work and determination will prevail. It solidified for me the confidence to achieve my goals. Today, as you are sitting here and receiving your awards, take the time to really embrace the moment. Recognize that you've earned this. All of that hard work and dedication has paid off. You are special, you are worth it, and you are able to accomplish anything you put your mind to. The TAA is just one night to recognize years of conscious effort to change the world around you. Tonight, and for many years to come, you are coffee beans. And who doesn't love coffee? Thank you and congratulations.
Wow, congratulations, whoever secured him as our guest speaker. That was amazing, that was awesome. Great, great motivational message. So, We are now going to begin the presentation of our 2025 Kingswood Turnaround Achievement Awards, the moment we've all been waiting for and some of you thought we would never get to. No. Permit me to briefly explain the ceremonial proceedings. So each recipient will be escorted to the podium, and following the presentation and hopefully an acceptance speech by the recipient, you will make your way through the receiving line that's here to my left, onto the next table where Gary is sitting to pick up your certificate, and then one last finale would be to get your photo taken by our wonderful photographer, Keith Minchin. Thank you, Keith. I think you probably are right there alongside me for a number of years of service, right? Probably since we had the beginning. So thank you very much. We appreciate that. Incredible photographer. So I think you all got that down, right? All the students? So each student this evening will receive the following: a pewter medallion, thank you again to David and the district, a letter from the Honorable Louise Ambo, the OCONP, the Lieutenant Governor of New Brunswick, a certificate from Premier Susan Holt, a certificate from the Minister of Education and Early Childhood Development, Claire Johnson, a certificate from Kingswood, and now I would ask the following to form the receiving line, again to my left. So Honorable Claire Johnson, Brian Johnson, and David McTimoney. Thank you. And so I will introduce the student and the school they are from and the presenter, starting with Taylor Kirkpatrick, grade 12 student at Leo Hayes High School, and presenting him with that certificate is Dawn Leach.
So first of all, Taylor, we have to make a deal. If you ever come back as guest speaker, you have to make up a really cool analogy as well that I supposedly said. Okay? Yeah, just remember, make me look good. This is Taylor Kirkpatrick. Taylor's a grade 12 student at Leo Hayes. When she arrived at Leo Hayes in grade 9, by the end of the first semester, she had attendance issues, and when at school was often wandering, absent from class, in the bathrooms. Taylor's attitude with her teachers was very dismissive. She showed little interest in her overall success. She was often referred for in-school suspensions. School became a hard place for her to feel any kind of success or happiness. This disinterest of sorts was apparent through her grade 10 and the first part of her grade 11 year. She was in danger of not meeting graduation requirements. And what success she did have was due to interventions and pressure from her teachers and her family. She was referred to the Learning Center to try and help salvage some of the courses. That's our all-tech program at Leo Hayes High School. She had not been successful in part due to her roaming and not attending. In grade 10, as her vice principal, I had met with her so many times and spoken with her mother so many times that it frustrated all three of us. Taylor didn't want to talk to me or follow through on what I was asking to do, and Mom rightly was tired of talking to me as well. During the second semester of grade 11, things seemed to change for Taylor. She became more involved with her peers in terms of school activities. She joined the girls' rugby team, went to workout sessions with that group, and overall became more conscientious and accommodating for everyone around her. She developed stronger, positive relationships with her peers and her teachers. She took a great deal of pride in the work she produced and exhibited a newfound sense of purpose. She began to talk about her goals, outside activities, things that interested her. This was something I'd never had the occasion to see previously. This past year, I've been a witness to an incredibly kind and motivated person. I immediately smile when she comes down to my room in the Learning Center just to hang out with us or her friends. She is always willing to chat about what has been happening in her life. She has found a sense of comfort with everyone around her. She has a close and valued circle of friends. The respect shown toward her by them and the respect she shows towards them is evident. I see her happy. It makes me happy. This was a kid that wouldn't connect and wanted nothing to do with being around many of us. Somehow she found the strength and fortitude to fight through that. Any preconceptions and perceived limitations were thrown to the side, and she finally shone through. The credit for all this is not to be given to any of us. Don't start. None of this credit should go to us. None of this credit should go to us. It's owed to Taylor. She earned it, and she deserves it. She has found a way to right her own ship. She exudes such a great personality that I feel like a better person for knowing her. Thank you.
Next up, from Leo Hayes High School as well, Liam Simmons, grade 12 student, and here to present Tracy Gaffel.
Good evening, everyone. When our student services team got together to talk about potential candidates for this year's Turnaround Achievement Award, Liam Simmons was at the top of everyone's list. No hesitation, no debate. But when I sat down to actually write the nomination letter, I was struggling to remember when he actually turned it around. In my mind, he has just always been an amazing young man. I thought maybe a trip down memory lane, also known as the incident reports in Power School, might jog my memory. And sure enough, I found a few gems. More than one, fewer than 50, so not bad. I did discover that at one point, Liam really enjoyed collecting signs. Maybe some wet floor signs. There might also be a stop sign. Might be on the walls of your bedroom, I don't know. But honestly, it could have been a lot worse. All jokes aside, I'm beyond proud to be here tonight to celebrate someone I believe is truly exceptional. Liam's story is one of strength and incredible resilience. He's faced challenges most of us can't even imagine, growing up in poverty, managing mental health struggles, and very uncertain living arrangements and guardianship. On top of that, he's recently been diagnosed with a rare genetic condition called Loeys-Dietz syndrome, which brings its own set of physical and emotional hurdles. But Liam didn't let any of that define him. In fact, somewhere near the end of grade 9, he made some life-changing decisions that completely changed his path. One of those was making the decision to move out of his home at the young age of 15. That's a huge decision at any age, but especially for a teenager. Around that time, he landed a job at a local pizzeria. Not just working, but excelling. He quickly earned a promotion and started training new staff. That role gave him a sense of purpose, responsibility, and independence. Another major turning point that year was meeting his girlfriend, Remy. They are each other's biggest cheerleaders, and it's been incredible to watch them grow together. From that point, Liam was determined to keep his positive momentum going. Liam saved up and bought his first car, yet another milestone that reflects just how determined and self-sufficient he's become. He's balanced more adult responsibilities than most adults I know, and somehow he's also been able to excel academically. Liam has kept his average in the mid to high 90s all through high school. He's taken on some of the toughest courses we offer, including pre-calculus, biology, chemistry, physics, and made it look easy. His dedication was recently recognized with the Beaverbrook Scholarship Award from UNB, where he will start studying engineering in the fall. That's a big accomplishment. Outside of academics, Liam continues to impress. He placed third in the district chess tournament and went on to represent the O'Hays at provincials. He also earned a certificate of science excellence, another testament to his love of learning. But what truly sets Liam apart isn't just the list of accomplishments, it's how he's done it all. He's humble, he's kind, he's generous with his time and energy, often helping classmates with their work and stepping in when someone needs a hand. He leads quietly by example, but not looking for praise, but so deserving of it. Liam, we are incredibly proud of you, and it's been nice visiting with your grandmothers at the table tonight, and I know just how proud they are of you as well. You've faced so many challenges, and you've conquered them all. You've shown us all that what's possible when someone chooses perseverance over defeat. Congratulations, Liam. You've earned this, and I can't wait to see where life takes you next.
Yet another recipient is from Leo Hayes High School. She goes by the name of Mariah Brown, grade 12, and here to present the award to Mariah is Natalie Capson Daniels.
Good evening. All those names, I thought it was me, otherwise known as Cher or something. Mariah Brown. I'm Natalie Capson-Daniels. I'm one of 5 vice principals at Leo Hayes. I'm going to read my nomination and then I'm going to do a little Mariah story. She keeps saying she's nervous. I've never seen her in this state before. It's interesting, but we're going to be okay. It is my pleasure to nominate Mariah Brown for Turnaround Achievement Award. I first met Mariah in grade 9 when she was a very feisty young woman who had peer conflicts as well as conflicts with adults. Mariah had a general disinterest in school. However, despite her dislike of school, she was very social and wanted to make connections with peers and also with people who saw her potential. Grade 9 was hard for Mariah and she experienced several suspensions. Her attendance was not good, and her faith in her own learning floundered as she didn't meet with much academic success. During grade 10, Mariah was attending more and more and started to get interested in classes, but was still having some conflict and major disagreements with staff. Over the summer of grade 10, Mariah matured and became interested and engaged. When she returned for grade 11, it was a much better year, and she started to really believe she could do well if she stuck with it. Grade 12 saw Mariah blossom by picking courses that would benefit her after graduation. She started to get excited when she was talking about her future plans, and she applied to STU and got a conditional acceptance. She's also an avid Leo Hayes High rugby player and is looking forward to playing at STU. They'd be stupid not to pick it. Mariah's grades speak to her dedication and hope for her future. She's become a committed student, a caring friend, and a mature young woman who has developed an amazing ability to be self-reflective. I'm happy to say Mariah's growth and determination will carry her far. It really has been a pleasure to watch her resilience grow. So this is Mariah's story, and this speaks to Mariah's character. I was late and disheveled, and not in my right mind, not really, honestly, and flew into work, and I met her, and she doesn't remember us, I bet. And she looked at me and she said, "Are you okay?" And it was like right from her belly, like she was really worried about me, and I thought, oh my, I must look really bad. And she said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Well, Mariah, I'm late. I don't have my best outfit on. I'm just tired, She said, "I thought something was wrong because you always look so sharp." Do you remember kind of now? Yeah. And I thought, wow, if I could look sharp every day for Mariah Brown, I'd have it made. What a pleasure it really has been, not only getting to know Mariah, but her whole family, all her siblings. It's been, 17 years it feels like, Charlotte, but I know it's not. And I'm just so happy to award you with this, because your growth and your change and your willingness to be you is just wonderful to watch. And yeah, you're certainly not the kid I met in grade 9. Thank goodness.
So next up is Matthew Foreman from Harold Peterson Middle School, grade 8 student there. Here to present his award is Megan Ketley.
If it makes you feel any better, Matthew, I'm a little nervous too. All right. So I have only had the pleasure of knowing Matthew since September. I teach grade 8 at Harold Peterson, so he's been in my homeroom and he's been one of my students in language arts and personal wellness since then. So I see Matthew every day, all the time, and just in the short amount of time that I have known him, I've already seen a tremendous growth in his confidence, in his academic abilities, and in his social connectedness. When Matthew was being transitioned into grade 8 and all of his teachers had to meet, I was told that his attendance was historically inconsistent as a result of his anxiety. And in grade 6, when present at school, it was not unusual to see Matthew struggling to get into the building or hiding outside of the classroom. That's not that long ago, and now here in grade 8, Matthew is here at school nearly every single day. To catch him reading, both inside and outside the classroom, talking with friends during breaks, joining clubs like D&D, and even participating in our class music video without too much forcing from me, that's just Matthew. And it's in itself no small feat. From the beginning of the year, I've slowly seen this young student grow into a hard-working individual. And it's watching that resilience, that grit, that reminds me why I do this, why I teach. He always has that mischievous smile on his face. It's my favorite to see. And it's always so lovely to see him goofing around with his friends while still showing respect and honesty to all the members in our building. And that's just what you'd hope for any teenage boy. So when our staff was asked, who do we want to nominate? It was unanimous. Matthew's name came up from every teacher, from his tech classes to his shop classes, everyone. No other names were brought up. And it was not surprising to hear how loved he was by our staff, but it was very touching to see that outpour of support and admiration for the person that Matthew has grown into. And to know he is more deserving of this award than even I had realized when I had nominated him myself. To me, he is a student who embodies what the Turnaround Achievement Award's for. This night is to recognize students who have shown great resilience, you'll hear that word a lot, and commitment to their personal, academic, and social growth. Matthew has shown remarkable resilience and perseverance throughout his entire journey. He has also been deeply supported by his parents and siblings, whose constant love and encouragement has been a steady source of strength, guiding him every step of the way. And they're here tonight to honor him, and it's been so lovely to spend the time with them. That is why it brings me so much joy to present this award to you tonight, Matthew.
Zachary Gibson is next on my list from Minto Elementary and Middle School. He's a grade 7 student there. Here to present his award is Kinda Bryant.
Good evening, honored award recipients, family, friend, and award organizers. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce to you Minto Elementary and Middle School's Turnaround Achievement Award recipient, Zachary Gibson. Zachary has been a member of MEMS since his entry in kindergarten in September of 2017. I remember Zachary as the cutest little redhead, full of smiles and energy. While he has maintained that same countenance, Zachary has shown tremendous growth behaviorally, for which we are all very proud of. Throughout his elementary years, Zachary received support from his homeroom teachers, ESS members, full-time EAs, district personnel, and other outside agencies. Perhaps the most important, consistent support for Zachary has been that of his family, who not only supported Zachary, but supported the school. And we know how important that is. For this support, dear family, I would like to say thank you. Although a very capable student academically, for quite some time, Zachary could not complete all assignments and engaged in serious misbehaviors that affected him negatively. It is from this aggression that Zachary has made a complete 180. While at one time Zachary's choices were detrimental to his ability to socialize and maintain positive friendships, with the consistent support from school, outside agencies, and especially his family, in particular his close ties with his patient and his devoted father, Zachary is making meaningful changes in his life. Zachary now attends full days. Each day he engages in positive conversations with adults and peers. He happily learns new skills, completes his assignments, and is eager to gather and share new knowledge. He attends classes, including less structured ones like phys ed and art, without issue. Zachary engages socially during lunch and recess. Zachary no longer needs full-time, constant, direct supervision. Further, Zachary's positive behaviors have extended outside of the school. For example, he is a proud member of the Air Cadets program. He's so proud to wear his uniform he has earned, and he's showing us this evening, and we're proud of you, Zachary. The entire MEMS family are very impressed by the tremendous growth we have witnessed in you, Zach, especially over the course of this school year. And your school family were excited to nominate you for the 24-25 Turnaround Achievement Award. Congratulations, Zachary. We celebrate with you. Zachary has prepared a speech.
First, I would like to thank the people who recognized my turnaround for this award. First, my parents, my grandparents, my teachers, and my EAs. I'm nervous, but I'm also happy that I managed to turn my life around in this way. When I started school, I thought I was a bad kid, but a few of my teachers and my family believed it was not my fault that I was acting this way. After 4 years of trying to figure out what was going on, I was finally diagnosed with ADHD and autism. This paved the way for my success in school. It gave people the tools to recognize my problems and be able to work at fixing them. Every day, I came to school and tried to be better than the day before. With each failure came success. It finally felt good to walk into the school and not get mad at the first thing that happens. Thank you again for recognizing my success and giving me this award. To anybody who's also experiencing any of this, you just have to keep pushing through it. Even if it seems tiring and painful, it will work out.
didn't. Next up, from Devon Middle School, Evan Sokobi, grade 8 student, and here to present his award is Andrea Patterson.
Evan's journey over the past 3 years has been nothing short of remarkable. When I found out that he was on my caseload in grade 7, when he was in grade 7, I was extremely nervous. However, I look forward to our Thursday meetings. I actually think we both do. He entered middle school angry and felt like the world was against him. But with time, he built trust with the adults around him and began socializing respectfully with everyone, from teachers, EAs, to custodians. Although he cheers for the wrong football team, I truly believe that it was this sport that sparked his transformation. Through teamwork, discipline, and dedication, he made a significant shift in his attitude and outlook. He then started to demonstrate his leadership abilities, starting a Devon Middle School touch football league with Miss Mitchell and Mr. Jenkins, his dedicated EA who is sitting here this evening. He then found the gym and wrestling, following in his dad's footsteps. Evan, as you move on to high school, remember perfection isn't necessary, just the commitment to keep improving. After school being so negative for years, I'm thrilled to witness you experience the positive. You are truly deserving of praise. You are smart, empathetic, and a strong Indigenous young man. I've grown as a counselor because of you, and for that I'm truly grateful. You are a success story that I'm going to remember forever. Congratulations, Evan. You did it.
Next on the roster, Keegan Gould, Central New Brunswick Academy, grade 12, and here to present the award is Lisa O'Donnell.
This is Keegan, everyone. Good evening. It's an honor to be here today to recognize a student whose journey truly reflects resilience, growth, and perseverance. One of this year's Turnaround Achievement Awards goes to someone who walked through the doors of Central New Brunswick Academy back in grade 6, facing a few challenges, but also carrying a quiet determination that has only grown stronger with time. And when it comes to growth, Keegan's is evident in more ways than one. Today, he quite literally stands taller than most in the school. But it's not just his height that's remarkable. What truly stands out are the personal and academic strides he's made. He has learned to express his frustrations and concerns in constructive ways, paving the path to greater success each day. Keegan's progress didn't happen overnight. It came from consistent effort, a willingness to do the work, and the steady support of those who believed in him, especially his family, whose encouragement played a big part in helping him stay on track and keep moving forward. He's earned the respect of his teachers, the admiration of his classmates, and now a well-deserved place in this celebration. Here are a few comments from his teachers. When Keegan came to CMBA, he had some struggles. However, you could tell he wanted to be there and he wanted to learn. He has worked so hard to become successful. It's so great to see him around the school now. He's come so far and has set himself up for success and a wonderful future. Another teacher says, I remember my first experience with Keegan, grade 9 math, when he would worry over not being able to get his notes down in time or having to both complete and show his work. He has since matured into a student that mostly gets his assignments in on time. Not perfectly, but consistently, and approaches difficulties with much more grace and maturity. Not only has he grown by at least 2 feet in height, he has matured into a very nice young man, focused on getting things right and always finding a way to get her done. Congrats, Keegan. I'm so proud of your growth and achievements. That's Ms. Chair. Keegan entered the shop in grade 10 with minimal experience. He absorbed everything that was provided for knowledge and then built upon it to achieve mastery. In particular, carpentry and woodworking. And he also strives with passion and excellence in metals. Random fun fact. This is from Mr. Hunter. If you ask where something is in the shop, like a specific bolt or tool, Keegan knows exactly where to find it. Another teacher says he's helpful, the student you can ask to help out and trust to actually do it. And Keegan has grown up to be a kind, responsible young man. He will ask for help when he needs it and will help someone willingly. Keegan, your story is a powerful reminder of what can happen when determination meets opportunity. You've shown that progress is not always a straight line, but with persistence, support, and heart, incredible things are possible. We are proud to celebrate you today, not just how far you've come, for the person you've become along the way. Congratulations, Keegan. We can't wait to see what you'll do next.
All I can say is just thanks to my family for always being there when I needed them, like teachers, staff, just everybody at the school, just being just a lovely community. I owe it all to them. That's where all the success came from.
There's a big sigh from Keegan when he walked by. He was like, oh, got that out of the way. Also from Central New Brunswick Academy, Farron Newman, grade 8, and here to present is Miles Pinsent.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to start by saying this is my first time at this tremendous event, and congratulations to everyone involved. Congratulations to all the award winners, to all the educators that have empowered the youth, and to Kingswood and the sponsors for promoting youth resiliency. I think that's a tremendous thing, so thank you very much for that. I'm here to recognize Newman Farron. Farron Newman? What did we decide we're going to call it? Farron Newman. So 2.5 years ago, Farron moved into the Dogtown community and started grade 6 at CMBA. I remember when Farron and his parents toured the school on the first day, I was introduced as a science and phys ed teacher. And when I said that I looked forward to working with him, he muttered that he hated school, especially phys ed, as it was just a way for teachers to torture their students. So, not a great start for us. As we all know, that moving into a new community and school is never easy, and Farron did experience some challenges with this transition. There were many days where this anxiety made it difficult for Farron to cope with classmates and teacher expectations. But how Farron has grown. Today, the student that once was a loner now has a close-knit group of friends. The student that once hated taking part in any group activities now participates in extracurricular clubs. The student that refused to answer questions or participate in class discussion now enjoys making presentations that are sure to incorporate some of his unique humor. The student that often did not participate in phys ed class now is engaged and is admitted to actually enjoying some of the activities. Full disclosure though, he starts every single phys ed class by asking what torture I have in mind for that day. And finally, what really shows how far Farron has come is this event, where the student who used to be extremely uncomfortable when any attention was focused his way, but today he's come here so we can all recognize him for his considerable growth. Well done, Farron.
Thank you. I got 3 stops. We have a grade 12 student by the name of Kaylin Jones who attends Ormonville High School, and here to present Kaylin's award is Molly Nugent.
Good evening, everyone. Before I get started, I have a little confession to make. I had to pull rank tonight to be the person to be up here to present this award because I am only one of many that believe in Kaylin's amazing potential and have witnessed her turnaround. And I don't take my responsibilities lightly tonight, so I have come prepared with not only Kleenex, but waterproof mascara, so I need business tonight. I am honored to present Kaylin Jones with the Turnaround Achievement Award on behalf of our ESS team and all her teachers. Kaylin's journey through high school is a true reflection of this award's criteria, showing resilience, growth, and the power of perseverance. Though I cannot remember the exact day I met Kaylin, it was early in her grade 9 year, and it was most likely in a bathroom. In grade 9 and 10, Kaylin faced significant challenges, including difficulties with attendance, as well as conflicts with teachers, peers, and yes, even her VP. Kaylin and I now joke that if looks could kill, I would not be here tonight to present this award. She had a fire within her and it burned hot. In grade 11, we began to see a shift. She engaged more in school, she built positive relationships with school staff, she asked for help when she needed it, and she took ownership of her own learning. Rather than allowing her struggles to limit or define her, Kaylin chose to rewrite her story. Now in grade 12, her academic performance has improved significantly, achieving honors in all of her classes. This is a reflection of both her dedication, hard work, and remarkable growth. Beyond academics, Kaylin brings an incredible energy and passion to everything that she does. She has faced her personal and academic struggles head-on, demonstrating maturity, determination, and eagerness to build a bright future. I know she is prepared to take on whatever path she chooses after high school, equipped with the resilience and confidence that she has cultivated. She is kind, she is compassionate, she is smart, and she is funny. She is a loyal friend who will not be quiet in the face of injustice or inequities. Kaylin still has that fire within her, but instead of letting it burn her up, she is using it to light her way. She is an inspiring example of what it means to overcome challenges and emerge stronger. Kaylin, we can't wait to see what you do next. Congratulations.
To say I'm grateful for this award is more than the truth, but what I'm really grateful for is the people and the experiences that got me here. If you know me, you know why this award would mean so much to me. Now I'm not going to go on a whole tangent about my whole life story because we'd probably be sitting here for a few hours. But I will say that to me, this award is a reminder that I survived regardless of the people who told me that I couldn't, regardless of the systems and the people that failed me. I haven't always had it the easiest, and I've given up hope a lot more times than I can count. But I can stand here today and say I'm so grateful that younger me did not end my story. I know she's proud of me because I'm proud of her too. She went through a lot and a lot of things that most couldn't, but I'm proud of her for staying, and I'm proud of the me that I am today. Because for the first time in years, I can feel her again. I can feel her love and strength inside me, pushing me to be the best I can be. No, I definitely didn't get here alone, even if it felt like it most days. No matter the time, no matter the day, I always had my Nana. Even on my worst days, she was there supporting me and loving me unconditionally, and I've never been so thankful for someone that I am currently. She taught me what it looks like to be a strong woman because she's the strongest woman I know, and I'm proud of her every day. And of course, my mother for always being in my corner. Now, I can't stand up here and not say something about the beautiful woman who just so happens to not be here today, sadly. But she has been the biggest support for me in school, even when I was outside of school and just needed someone to rant to. Miss Breen has been such a blessing to have a part of my team. She's shown me nothing but love and support, even on the days I wasn't easy to deal with. And I will never forget the bond and connection we share. She truly feels like family, and I appreciate all she's done for me to get me where I am. Whether it was giving me a quiet room to work in or advocating for my needs, Miss Breen was on it, and I'm forever grateful for her. Now, to wrap up the speech that was a little bit longer than I intended it to be, I'd like to say thank you to my team, Ms. Kokoski, Miss Nugent, Miss Breen, and I like to say Miss McConnell is a part of my team as well, because even though she's not my VP, she's always supported me. And a big thank you to Miss Cote and Miss Foster for the nominations for this award. Your guys' support has meant so much to me, and I will always appreciate the connections I have built with each and every one. Thank you for this award and the recognition. It truly means more than I can describe. Thank you.
Riley Price is next up from Oromocto High School, grade 11, but I have in my notes, also graduating this year. And here to present is Kathleen Flower.
I'm so pleased to be here tonight to present the Turnaround Achievement Award to Riley Price. During Riley's time in the traditional classroom setting, she faced significant challenges. These struggles were not due to lack of skill or intelligence, but from being in an environment that was not conducive to her style of learning. She encountered difficulties academically and socially, and found it hard to focus in class and engage with her peers. When Riley entered the Compass program at Oromocto High School, it really marked a turning point in her academic journey. In this supportive environment, she has shown resilience and commitment to her education. Her newfound confidence is evident, and Riley is actually graduating this year. She is planning on attending NBCC's Social Service Community Workers Program. Her passion for helping others and her dedication to her studies will serve her well in this field. I have no doubt that she will excel in her career and make meaningful contributions to the lives of her clients. Riley has demonstrated incredible growth, and I believe this recognition will further motivate her to continue on her path to success. Congratulations, Riley, on receiving the Turnaround Achievement Award. We are all very proud of you.
So I feel like I know our next recipient, Dakota Verna, having heard her on CBC this morning. It was an excellent, excellent interview. Oh my goodness, and she's stunning. You have a face for television. And Dakota is also a graduate from Oromocto High School, graduating. She's grade 12, and here to present her award is Kim Sharp.
I've known Dakota for many years. I taught her when she was in middle school and again in high school. Seeing how she has grown, both in her ups and her downs, has been inspiring. This young lady has become such an incredible role model for not just the youth, but for many adults who really look at her as well. Dakota is an Indigenous female from Oromocto First Nation. When she was in middle school, she was a determined young lady who was very involved in her traditional dance with her instructor, Pizzazz and Bob. Dakota has always been academically sound and has very capable with her schoolwork. As we all know, sometimes life has its ups and its downs. At that time, does still continue. There were a couple of years that Dakota didn't dance. You could see the changes in her. She became a bit edgy, a little bit more withdrawn, and she just wasn't quite herself. By the time Dakota was in grade 11, her life changed again. We noticed Dakota smile more, she danced with her regalia on, and even though she wasn't always in class, she was able to do the work academically. There were even a few people, or she was one of the few people, who could teach themselves. She even had special permission from her vice principal and her principal so that she could go and teach herself in a different location. She was a very determined student, and in grade 11, she decided she wanted to become a accountant. She worked hard, did her homework, and is going to achieve these goals at home. In grade 12, Dakota's in full bloom. She is completely driven, she knows what she wants for her future, and she's a wonderful leader among her peers. This amazing young lady has needed pieces for her personal regalia and she is part of her leadership team who goes to other schools and businesses to teach about Indigenous language, dance, culture, drumming, and ceremonies. Your family is what is most important to you, and I can promise you, you make them very proud. I know this because watching you come through middle school and high school has been very proud to be even a small part of your lives. You're confident, strong, and determined. Life is a way of throwing some curveballs, and every once in a while, but with you and with the skills that you have already accomplished, I know that you will pick apart these curveballs and you'll make them your own. Some of them will make you stronger, and some will make you look at things with new emotions, but all of them will build you in the very best version that you will become. You're already a very strong leader and have such a positive influence on the youth through your dance and just being yourself. You have a way about you that makes people around you want to try a little bit harder to accomplish their goals as well. You, Dakota Werner, run the show someday. Everything you do, you will do it with a purpose. You don't let fear stand in your way, and you're not afraid to take those thought-out risks, and you're not afraid to try. I cannot wait to see what holds for you for the next 10 years.
Good evening, everyone. I'm honored to receive this Turnaround Award. This award reflects all the hard work and dedication I have done. I wanted to thank Ms. Sark, Mr. Garrett, and my parents. I wouldn't have been able to do it without your support and your encouragement. And I want to congratulate all the other award winners tonight. Thank you.
And now we're into the category of Fredericton High School. So starting up first with Logan Gates, a grade 12 student there, and Abigail Fox is presenting the award to Logan.
And one of them is very nervous, and one of them is dancing. I wish I saw one was dancing. And so Logan was introduced to me as not your typical referral to your students. His attendance was a major challenge, and the school was struggling to connect. Logan battled with intense anxiety and a strong distaste for school that made the building his least favorite space to be in. We struggled to find that spark that engaged him. He was so quiet when he would stop. So he was so quiet when he would come in, it was tricky to find his place. Logan got connected to our student center in grade 10. He was so polite and kind to everyone, but attendance continued to be a challenge. Slowly, something shifted. It wasn't sudden, it wasn't a dramatic change, but a gradual, steady climb. We saw glimpses of the incredible person he is, the quiet strength, the untapped potential that lay beneath the surface. And let me tell you, that potential is immense. Logan possesses a quiet determination. He's a deep thinker, observant, and insightful in ways that many miss. While he may not always be the loudest voice in the room, when he speaks, his contributions are thoughtful and meaningful. Some of the most fun conversations I've had over the past 3 years have been quiet conversations with Logan about his plans for post-grad or his weekend adventures. We've seen him face challenges head-on, not always with ease, but with a growing commitment to push through. He has tried new classes and made new friends and persevered when he was definitely not interested, like in media studies, for example. This turnaround hasn't been handed to him. He's earned it through his own efforts, his own willingness to step outside his comfort zone, and that is why we are so incredibly proud of him. Logan has shown us all what is possible when you decide to invest in yourself, to believe in your ability to succeed. Logan has been such a delight to work with over the years. We are so proud he is starting to see the positives in himself and setting goals for the future. The strengths he possesses, his resilience, his thoughtfulness, his humble ways, these are not just academic tools. They are life tools. We are very proud of you, kiddo. We will miss you at FHS, but we are looking forward to your future.
thank you to Miss Fox, Mr. Burnett, and my parents and my sister for getting me through this.
I wouldn't resist the opportunity to introduce our next dancer, basketball player from Fredericton High School, Peyton Bernard Curley, and again, Abigail, we would be delighted to have you introduce him.
Okay, so Peyton arrived at FHS as a somewhat elusive student. Everyone knew who he was and had nothing but positive things to say, but every meeting we tried to prepare, we could not get him to come into the school. We kept hearing about this awesome kid and how much we would like him, but we kept missing the chance to get to him. When we finally set up a meeting, all we know is that he had a wild power school history, a major attendance issue, and that other students loved him. When he came in with his dad and his brother, the meeting was so positive. He was ready to commit to school. He swore up and down this was his year. We were hopeful, but we were somewhat pessimistic. From that meeting on, he delivered his promises tenfold. His attendance skyrocketed, his average has remained in the 90s all year, and he's a favorite student to many teachers as he brings such a positive attitude every single day. I cannot say much to Peyton's struggles before coming to FHS because we really just connected this year. I've heard a lot of stories, and I know he has battled his fair share of ups and downs. I have seen some things follow him and catch him here and there. Close friendships he has that may drag him into tricky situations, or social anxiety creeping in and making him debate his options. What I can talk about is his ability to persevere this year and continuously choose the right thing over and over again. When hurdles have come his way, which they have, I have heard him debate his options, always out loud when I'm looking for quiet. He is thoughtful and genuine in his emotions and worries. He thinks about others involved and how things will play out for them. He thinks about his future, his family, and what is best for everyone. Peyton has been a blessing to our space this year. He is welcoming to others, often volunteering to help, to tutor, or to be a role model to many younger students. He consistently comes in with a smile on his face and jokes to make us all laugh. He isn't afraid to shout, "I love you, Eli," to his brother, or crack an Eiffel Tower joke to a VP. And he talks to us about all of his life. We are so proud of the student you are, in and out of our space, and we'll miss your tenacious attitude, but we can't wait to see where life takes you.
All right, I'd like to say thank you to Miss Fox and Mr. Burnett for pushing me through this tough year. And I'd like to say thank you to my dad, because he's a single father and it was hard for him this past year, and my brother Eli for pushing me through school, and especially my girlfriend Bailey and her family for pushing me too. And yeah, that's it.
Next up from Fredericton High School, Hannah Michaud, grade 12 student, and here to present is Lori Pearson.
Yeah.
Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you to Kingswood and this amazing opportunity. As I walked up here, my nose started burning immediately. This is very emotional for us as educators because the time that we spend with our students is incredible. And Hannah has taught me way more than anything we could have ever taught Hannah at Fredericton High School. She came to FHS a year after I came, and it was the first year students were in classes full time. So we expected them actually to come to school every day. And that was an adjustment. And right away, we learned that Hannah did come to school. It was coming to class that became a bit of a struggle for Hannah. And her safe space became the washroom. The safe space actually for a lot of our students. And it's something we struggle with, is how to support that. So we think about what our washroom has and how we can create a safe environment so that we can get that in the classroom. And Hannah taught us that. Year after year, time after time, the amount of time that was spent outside of class with her very close friends decreased, and the amount of time she spent in regular classrooms increased. And only through Hannah teaching us what she needed and making sure we got our act together and gave it to her, could we allow her to be successful in the classroom. And here we are, ending the year of grade 12. And Hannah's, full-time doing well. Hannah and her friends spent so much time in the washroom one year, we thought it was a good idea to bring them in early to paint a mural. Remember that, Hannah? So the girls came in, and we had a local artist volunteer her time, and they painted on this big white wall that often was filled with graffiti that we had to deal with, that had some negative words written on it from time to time. We created this big wall, and it said happiness. So that when you walked into our girls' washroom, you saw happiness. Because we really wanted the kids to know, we want you to be happy. And so if the bathroom's going to be your safe space, we want to make sure it looks good. So that was really good. A little story. But Hannah shared with us that she's going into St. Thomas Education. So kids go into education often for a couple of reasons. Sometimes they want to be an educator because they want to be the teacher that they had. And sometimes they want to be a teacher, an educator, because they want to do better and make some changes. So Hannah, I'm not sure which one you want to be, but I know you're going to be great. And I have a challenge to you. I'm not going to retire until you come to FHS as an intern, and I'm going to put you on bathroom duty, and we'll see how you make out. Okay? So thank you, Hannah. Thank you for everything that you've done to make me a better teacher and all the teachers around us. And when we were sitting there at the table before the evening started, I said, Hannah, did you get your speech ready? And she's like, what? And she thought she was going to be sick. And I said, oh no, it's okay. The kids don't do speeches. Can if you want to. Congratulations. Sorry, I got my hands full here. So, of course, I gave you the one. Get a couple of here. Okay. Hannah, you were the right looking sweet.
And Lori is going to stay put because she's also going to be presenting the medal to Xavier Sabatas Peters, Fredericton High School, grade 12. So Xavier, let me move some papers around here. I met Xavier again, same year, Fredericton High School, back, full-time student, arriving in grade 9, and one of the great jobs as vice principal is you get some behavioral referrals. And some referrals started rolling in from Xavier, and he wasn't always where he was supposed to be when he was supposed to be there. And I thought, okay, what am I going to do to make a connection to Xavier? And do you remember what it was, what we talked about? Hockey. Hockey's the universal language in Canada. And I said, Xavier, do you play hockey? And wow, what magic. We had something to talk about that was very positive and very exciting.
And one of my most exciting moments was you landing at the school with a hockey stick you had purchased at Cleves. And I asked him how much it cost. Do you remember that? How much?
It was like $450.
$450. I said, Xavier, you know they sell Pro Stock down at Tavish's for about $150. You should tell your parents. And I said, you know, hockey sticks don't score any more goals if they're more expensive. It's the person running the stick. And that is what we talk about, our character. And Xavier soon taught me that he was top-notch. You're a top high-end hockey stick. A great kid. We made that connection. And Xavier also made a connection outside of school, and that's through the Black Bear program with CFB Gagetown. And he spent their summer there with that program. And that program is for Indigenous youth at Gagetown, and that's where his military career started. And since that time, he has told me he is a fully qualified soldier. He has done an operation in Nanook, I said that properly, Northwest Territory. And as soon as he graduates, he's planning to be deployed to Lafayette. So Xavier has certainly put his skills of determination, commitment to work, and is now becoming a soldier to protect our country and to make peace across the world. So we want to congratulate Xavier. Before we let Xavier go, though, it's not just myself and his teachers at Fredericton High, but also his support staff with the village team. And Miss Cindy is here, and Desiree, and all the folks that create a really safe space for Xavier to go. And they asked me to share these few words with you. The village resource team at FHS has witnessed a miraculous positive shift in Xavier's attitude towards his learning over the past 4 years. They are extremely proud of your numerous accomplishments in both school and your personal life. Xavier is always grateful for any support he has received with his academics and is very generous with the thank yous. We are excited for his next journey and send our love and admiration with him. And that is with an exclamation mark and a heart at the bottom. With that, Xavier, I'd like to present you with the Turner Achievement. And Xavier, we will be thanking you for your service.
Well, Xavier, I'm not the wrong patient.
In case you didn't hear that, everyone, that is a scholarship from the Royal Canadian Legion for $1,000.
I grew up in a village. My life was tough growing up. It was hard, I guess. But I failed a lot for many things. But the more times you fail, you'll get to succeed in life. It's hard to get there, but you'll get there eventually. And I'd like to thank all my teachers, friends, my parents, my girlfriend Paige, for all the support and all the guidance I was given in school. They made sure that I got my work done and showed up to class. And that's all, I guess.
Now going all the way to Arcadia, Cambridge Narrows Community School. Bella Landry attends there. She's in grade 8, and here to present the award to Bella is Stephen Black.
Over the last 3 years, Bella has shown incredible growth in all sorts of ways. At the beginning of grade 6, she was very quiet. Her teachers rarely heard her voice. If asked to present in front of the class, she would do her absolute best, but her anxiety would prevent her from saying more than a few words. During her time in middle school, Bella has grown into a goofy, gregarious, spunky girl who makes all of us laugh every day. It's been remarkable watching Bella's confidence steadily grow. She now has no problem presenting herself in front of the class and lets everyone see her silly side. I will admit there are times when I'm given an almost painful reminder of how far Bella has come. I coach soccer and Bella's been on the team since grade 6. She's an excellent player. When she was in grade 6, she was always quiet and respectful with the referee. This past September, when I was filling in as referee, I called her on a particularly egregious foul and she stopped and went. I said, Bella, I can't not call that. She went, well, maybe we need a new ref. I thought this was a hilarious marker of how much Bella has grown and come into herself during her time in middle school. There's no way she would have done that in grade 6. Bella's come so far over the last 3 years, and we can't wait to see how she grows in high school. She should be as proud of her growth as we are. Congratulations, Bella. And when I asked her 2 minutes ago whether she wanted to say anything, she said no, but she wanted me to say on her behalf, it's always been her dream to win the Turnaround Achievement Award, but it's always been her dream to win it twice. So she's got one. Congratulations.
We're staying in Arcadia, again from Cambridge Narrows Community School, Blaine Allen, and here to present is Heather Bailey.
Good evening, everyone. Before I start talking about Blaine, I think I should explain a little bit about Cambridge Narrows Community School. It's a K-12 school with about 220 kids. So it's not that close connections are possible, they're pretty much inevitable. I started at CNCS in 2018, the same year that Blaine made his big move upstairs to grade 6. I was new to the profession. I think I had a couple of years under my belt, but definitely new to teaching at a rural school where most of the kids and their parents have known each other for generations. So if you've ever tried to kind of make connections with students there, it takes a little bit of work. One of my earliest memories of Blaine was in the first weeks of my time at CNCS. I was still figuring things out, and Blaine was, let's just say, very sure of what he thought was right. I don't even remember what our first disagreement was about, but I do remember realizing quickly that Blaine was the kind of student who would plant his flag on a hill and defend it with every fiber of his being. And it sometimes meant yelling at teachers and then going completely silent once he ran out of arguments. I remember thinking, this kid's gonna be a handful. But within a week, we'd moved on and started building the bond that we've had ever since, which was a blessing for me because Blaine's the type of kid that controls the vibe in the room without even trying. His classmates have always looked to him as kind of an unspoken leader. In middle school, Blaine was always ready to fight for what he believed in, especially if he thought a friend was being treated unfairly. There were moments, like the time he got into an altercation with an older student to protect one of his friends that made us a little scared as a staff. Not because we doubted who Blaine was, but because we could see how easy it might be for all of that passion and loyalty to take him down the wrong path. In high school, the challenge changed. Blaine stopped battling with teachers so much, but he also started questioning what school had to offer him. He began skipping classes and eventually he stopped coming regularly. I remember him saying he didn't think there was much for him after graduation. And while everyone's path is different, hearing that from someone with so much intelligence and potential was hard. But Blaine always had a reason behind everything he did. He was carrying a lot. Both parents worked out of province at different times, and he's played a major role in caring for his younger brothers, all 3 of whom go to CNCS. He wanted better for them even when he couldn't picture it for himself. And then in grade 11, something shifted. Blaine started seeing possibility again. He signed up for advanced math courses because he could. He got accepted into MBCC's carpentry program, and now he's even considering university after that. He still stands up for what he believes in, but now he does it with calm, clarity, and respect. He's grown into a student that teachers rely on and younger kids look up to. Blaine is funny, thoughtful, fiercely loyal, and incredibly smart. Watching him grow into the person he is today has been one of the greatest privileges of my teaching career. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Sorry. When his daily greetings and the special treats from his grandmother's bakery aren't there every day. It's the treats I'm crying about, I swear. Blaine, I know you're ready for the next adventure, but CNCS won't be the same without you. We're all so proud of you, and we can't wait to see where you go next.
Well, first off, I just want to say thanks for those kind words, because I think my head's getting so big I might be able to fly home. But I want to give a big thanks to everybody that was able to make this possible tonight, because I think this is a very special thing, and I'd like to see this tradition continue in the future, because I think it really holds some importance in young kids and recognizing the effort that they put into change and everything else. And I'd like to give an even bigger thanks to all the people that were along my side on the way. And I couldn't have done it without them, because, you know, the people around you make your world, really. That's all.
Next up, we're going to Macadam High School, where Cash Budgel is a grade 11 student, and here to present Cash's award is Shelley Gray.
Good evening, everyone. I want to first say thank you and congratulations to all the previous recipients and the recipients after this. I'm not my best at public speaking. I met Cash 6 years ago when he entered Macadam High School. And he came over for a tour and a visit and get a little bit of knowledge about what it's going to look like when you come to high school. And my first day with Cash was learning his sense of humor. And he has a very dry, keen sense of humor. And he loved puns. So we did puns for days. And we got to know each other. Cash had gone through some previous years where he had difficulty being in the classroom, and his favorite place, I think, was on the floor. So, yeah, we spent a lot of time on the floor together. And when he couldn't take it in the classroom, or he was mad at somebody, he left the room, and then it was basically the hide and seek. And I found all places he liked to hide. And we spent a lot of time sitting on the floor, talking things through, and well, that's where we've gotten to where we are today. I can gratefully say that I haven't had to do the hide and seek thing for at least 2 years. So, journey. So from there, I really do also want to say thank you to his grandparents who are here. Also his EA, who was with him pretty religiously for years. And he's a big fan of Cash. So from there, I'm just going to read what I've written about Cash. Cash is a determined and intelligent student who has faced and overcome significant personal and social challenges with admirable perseverance. He was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, and he has navigated the complexities of social interaction and communication, often working through feelings of awkwardness and isolation. Despite these hurdles, Cash has made progress in building connections with peers and staff, demonstrating a growing sense of confidence. In addition to managing the nuances of ASD, Cash has also had to deal with health challenges that have impacted his life and academic journey. One of Cash's defining traits is a deep desire to be helpful. He does find purpose in making a positive difference, and this innate helpfulness, paired with a healthy dose of stubbornness, fuels his determination. Academically, Cash is sharp and curious, often showing insight and creativity in problem solving. While social situations may not always come easily, he continues to develop strategies for communication and self-advocacy, demonstrating maturity and growth. So Cash's journey is one of quiet strength, resilience, and with continued support and understanding from his teachers, from his family, from everyone else in the village that it takes to raise a child. There's no doubt that he's going to lead a productive and positive life.
I would like to thank my nanny and poppy, SBM, and Miss Little.
Cash, sorry, we gotta get your picture taken, buddy. So Rachel Binns is going to present the next 3 awards. We're going to start with all from Enterprise, starting with Jacob Allen, grade 12.
Everyone at Enterprise has had the opportunity to really get to know Jacob because Jacob makes the time and effort to share and to listen to the people in his life. He is openly and exuberantly grateful for all the help he receives and the relationships he makes. And we hope that he in turn feels the gratitude we have for him and for the privilege of witnessing his growth over the last 3 years. Jacob acknowledges struggles he has faced and faces, but he does not let them define him. Even when it's hard, he uses his resources, he reaches out for help, remembers those who love him and are in his corner, and keeps fighting for his education and his self-evolution. His intentions and actions have aligned well with us at Enterprise, and we have had the honor and the joy of seeing Jacob become the person he wants to be. Someone who takes responsibility for himself and his future, someone who always considers the welfare of others, and someone who lives by his value set. Jacob, we are wishing you all the good things for the bright future you have ahead of you.
Hannah, you're next up. Hannah McKelvey.
Hannah personifies tenacity of spirit. In the last 2 years, we have witnessed an effortful, self-led transformation in Hannah. She is a genuine inspiration to the people who know her. Her commitment to her own growth and healing has been humbling. She has taken everything she has learned and all the ways she has had to adapt and made them luminous, sharing them with others and always being open and herself with the people she interacts with. We have seen her bravely take on new challenges and push past discomfort to propel her own growth. We are thinking of Hannah's future helping others, and we are so happy for all the people that will get to work with Hannah and have her support. We love hearing her talk about the residents she works with and how she finds the laughs and the lightness for people who sometimes don't have much light in their days. Hannah, we truly admire you.
Next up, we have Cohen Vautour Barton, grade 12, again from Enterprise.
Cohen has impressed us deeply with his work ethic, his commitment to his family, and the responsibility he has taken for his own education and future. Cohen has been able to come back to himself and his goals even after big challenges. This is resilience. This strength and determination come right from his heart and from his core values that are all about being there for those he loves and showing up as the best version of himself. It has been wonderful to witness Cohen's journey at Enterprise, and we know he will keep going and keep doing the hard things, because he has that strength in himself. We are so proud of you, Cohen.
I'd like to just thank my mother and my aunt for pushing me and helping me achieve graduation, and to my girlfriend and also the mother of my child, and everyone at Enterprise for really just making me feel welcome. Thank you.
I think with that baritone, Cohen should maybe get into some country music singing or something. Wow. So next, we're off to Granite Lake for the next 3. So starting with Riley Kowalski, Minto Memorial High School, grade 12, and here to present Riley's award is Susan Elliott.
So, I'm not sure who's more nervous, Riley or me, but we're going to get through. I'm the guidance counselor at Minto Memorial High School, and I've known Riley since he was probably in kindergarten. So, good evening, everyone. I'm just going to read because I'm too nervous to try to just wing it. So, it's truly an honor to stand here tonight and speak about a student who has not only overcome great challenges, but has also shown an incredible amount of strength, resilience, and growth. I've had the privilege of watching this student grow over the years, and tonight I am filled with pride and admiration for everything he has accomplished. When I first met Riley, I'll admit I was concerned, not because I didn't see the potential, but because I knew that life hadn't always been kind to him, and I worried about him and how he would navigate the challenges ahead. He was quiet, introverted, and at times it felt like he was holding back more than he was letting out. But even then, I saw something in him that was hard to ignore. There was a quiet strength in him, a determination that I knew, with the right encouragement, could bloom into something extraordinary. And this year, something truly amazing happened. As the year progressed, I saw a transformation that I can only describe as nothing short of remarkable. Riley, who once preferred to remain in the background, had begun to step up into the spotlight, not with loudness, but with confidence, clarity, and authenticity. It's as though, over time, he had discovered the power of his own voice. A huge part of the transformation had come from his experience in the co-op program. At first, he was hesitant, unsure if it was a right fit for him, unsure if he was ready to engage with the world outside the classroom. But through patience, persistence, and yes, a little push here and there, he opened up to the experience. He learned how to communicate, how to collaborate, and most importantly, how to trust himself. The growth I've seen in him this year is not just the words he shares, but in the way he carries himself now. This is the light, there is a light in his eyes that wasn't there before. He's not just showing up anymore, he's participating, contributing, and genuinely connecting with those around him. He has turned what could have been another year of quiet struggle into a year of breakthrough and possibility. I can honestly say that watching Riley grow has been one of the most rewarding experiences of my teaching career. He has gone from a student I worried about to a student who now inspires me daily. The courage it took for him to open up, to face his fears, and to take those small steps toward being more present in his own life. Those are the things that truly matter. Those are the things that will carry him far beyond the walls of our school. Riley, I am incredibly proud of you. You have shown us all what it means to fight through uncertainty, to find strength in vulnerability, and never give up on yourself, even when things feel impossible. You have made a profound impact, not just on me, but on your classmates and everyone who has had the privilege of watching your journey. This year, you have proven that growth isn't always loud, and change doesn't always happen overnight. But when it comes, it is powerful. You are a testament to the fact that no matter how many obstacles life throws your way, there is always room for growth, for change, and for the beautiful discovery of who you truly are. Thank you for inspiring me. Thank you for showing all of us that it's okay to be quiet. It's okay to take your time, and it's okay to change at your own pace. You have turned it all around, and in doing so, you've shown us that the greatest achievements are not always the ones we expect, but the ones that we never see coming. I am bursting with pride, and I can't wait to see where your journey takes you. The world is waiting for you, Riley, and I have no doubt that you will continue to shine bright.
Next up is Quinn Levine, grade 12 student at Chipman Forest Avenue School. And here to present Quinn's award is Yvonne Caberville.
Oh, good evening, everyone. Somebody said stand close to the mic. I told her I don't need to stand close to a mic to be heard. It's a true honor to introduce grade 12 student Quinn Levine from Chipman Forest Avenue School. I'd like to begin by saying how deeply touched I am that Quinn has chosen me to share his story. I've had the privilege of knowing Quinn and his family for his entire life. In fact, I not only have taught Quinn, I taught his mother and his sister, who are both here. And I want to add that his sister was a turnaround achievement winner in 2021 during our COVID years. So she didn't get to come to a ceremony, so congratulations to you. Quinn was raised in a warm and loving home by devoted parents, and he shares a close bond with his sister, Aaliyah. And his grandparents on both sides of the family have also played a significant role in shaping the remarkable young man he is today. One of Quinn's earliest teachers, his grade 4 teacher, Mrs. Weaver, remembers him fondly, and she said, Quinn was a curious little boy with loads of personality. He loved to entertain everyone with songs, stories, and jokes. I also remember that Quinn used more Band-Aids and had more bumps and bruises than the whole class combined. And some things have not changed. Quinn is still that way. You should show them your banged-up finger right now. So, in late April of his grade 5 year, Quinn and his family experienced an unimaginable loss. His father, Corey, passed away suddenly at the age of 40. I'm sorry, I'm emotional because I remember like it was yesterday. And I was deeply grateful to have the opportunity to know Corey. He was a devoted husband, hardworking entrepreneur, and a father who built his world around his children. And Quinn idolized his dad. And losing him left this kid heartbroken, along with the rest of the family. So when Quinn entered grade 6 at Chittenden Forest Avenue School, we, the staff, we felt prepared to support him through this grief. But those early days were incredibly difficult. We saw a young boy that struggled daily with the memory and emptiness of losing his father. There were moments when he would need a break from class because the topic being discussed triggered a memory. This sometimes resulted in him being overwhelmed by panic attacks, being in tears, struggling to find a place to fit in, and missing the joy that it once defined him. He spent many hours in quiet rooms with trusted adults, talking when he was ready, snacking when he felt like it, or simply sitting with his slinky in his hand to help calm his nerves. Show them how that works, Quinn. You haven't done it in a while, but he's really good at it. Do you want to show them? I bring props with me.
Possible things that seems been next to you.
If he has a bad finger, yes. Get it working. Okay, I'll keep talking. You keep figuring it out. So through all of this, through all of those struggles that Quinn had, he remained respectful even when frustration got the better of him. So thankfully, Quinn comes from a family of talented musicians and singers. That included his father. And he had taken guitar lessons. I think he told me yesterday he was 4 years old when he started. And he performed at many community events. He performed along with his sister, his mother, his grandmother, very musical family. Gradually, he discovered that songwriting became a powerful tool to process his grief. And his grade 6 teacher says she believes his father's spirit worked in him, giving him resilience and strength to keep facing every day. During his middle school years, Quinn wrote a touching, heart-wrenching song in memory of his dad. And he performed it at talent shows many times, bringing audiences to tears, and each time just sharing a little piece of his healing journey. As he moved through high school, life didn't suddenly become super easy, but Quinn learned to navigate it with greater strength. There are still days when he needs a hug from his favorite principal, but more often than not, he manages his emotions on his own. And that joyful, funny, and loving little boy, his grade 4 teacher described, has grown into a resilient and inspiring young man. Quinn has worked as a youth counselor for the past 2 summers, and he's been hired to work with children again this summer. He's played hockey, probably since he could walk, and his team recently won a provincial championship. Currently, he's playing a leading role in reviving our school's auto club with Mr. Phillips, who's over around the other wall there. So he's got a drag race next weekend. So come back in one piece, please. Quinn's also part of our cooperative education program, gaining valuable hands-on experience working with millwrights at J.D. Irving Mill in Chittenden. And this fall, Quinn will be heading to NBCC Miramichi to pursue welding, which he says is his favorite class. Quinn is well liked by his peers, respected by the staff, and supported by a close-knit circle of family and friends, including a lovely girlfriend who was supposed to be here tonight but had a flat tire and couldn't get here, and who's become an important part of his life. And his positivity is infectious, lifting the spirits of those around him. He has an incredible gift with words, always knowing just the right thing to say to brighten someone's day. The young man Quinn is today is a powerful example of how resilience, perseverance, and meaningful connections with caring adults can truly change a life. He faced moments when it would have been easy to just give up, but instead, he found his way back to that curious, kind-hearted, witty, joy-filled little boy we all knew and loved. Quinn, the staff of Chittenden Forest Avenue School, is immensely proud of you. You inspire me every single day with your warmth, your strength, and your compassion. I admire your kind, loving, and generous heart. And as you prepare to start this next chapter at MPCC, I hope you treasure these final weeks of high school and continue to grow into everything you're meant to be. I will miss seeing you every day, listening to your songs, watching you dance, and of course, those unforgettable grizzly bear hugs. Congratulations, Quinny. I love you.
Quinny, as you just called him, is getting presented with the award. I just want to draw your attention, in case you didn't see it, the picture belongs on a magazine cover. Like, that's awesome. I think, like, starring in some kind of musical concert is Quinn Levine.
That should be on his, like, CD cover. Oh wait, do we still have CDs? Somewhere? We have them in the basement somewhere, right? I think he's gonna talk.
I'd like to start off by thanking my mom, my sister, and my nan for being here with me today. I also thank my lovely teachers, Mr. Phillips, Ms. Caverill. I don't know where I'd be today without the help and support that my family and my teachers were there for all my life. It's tough, you know, trying to get through, you know, high school just regularly, but with challenges that face the way, it's good to have good support and a good community to fall back on. I like to just, you know, bring everyone to a thought that one person that you talk to, that, you know, you see, that, you know, doesn't really have that demeanor, you know, like that spot to, you know, really go out there and, you know, figure out. Sorry, I just, public speaking's not really my thing.
The Clara's hand may be fine.
Yeah. One person can really change someone. And when you have a family that loves you and, you know, teachers that really care, that's breaking the stigma of teen mental health and making sure everyone's not alone. That's the place that our kids and your kids are, you know, supposed to be in. Thank you.
So the last of our 19 recipients is Jan Da Silva Quirria. I'm sorry, I probably butchered that. But I'm sure Sandy will correct me. Sandy is presenting the award to Jan, and Jan goes to Chipman Forest Avenue School in grade 12.
I was very honored to be asked to present this award to Jan tonight. Jan is a grade 12 student from Chipman Forest Avenue School. He moved to Canada from Brazil during his grade 9 year and spoke very little English. Soon after moving here, Jan's family structure changed when his mother and younger brother returned to Brazil. Jan and his father chose to stay in Canada. This difficult change was a contributing factor to Jan having to repeat his grade 11 year. Now, 2 years later, Jan has found his place on the school's basketball and volleyball teams. He can now carry on a conversation in English and recently was successful with the ELPA due to his hard work. I've had the honor of teaching him in his grade 11 and grade 12 years. I coached him some basketball, and I'm currently helping coach his volleyball team. I was off school January to mid-April for some retraining for a new position I'm taking on next year. And when I got back to school, I missed the end of the basketball season and I missed the start of the volleyball season. And I was pleased to find out that Jan joined the varsity boys volleyball team, and he was attending practices, attending games, and he was making valuable contributions off the bench. And here we are about 3 weeks later, and Jan is now starting middle block for the volleyball team, and we're hosting regionals. That's the first place team, and I can't wait to see what these guys do this weekend. Yeah, we, the staff at CFAX, wish Jan the best as he graduates in June. Congratulations, Jan.
I just want to say that thank you for the help, the people who helped me, my dad, my friends, the teachers. Thank you.
So, as these awards, I don't need to tell you, because I think it came through loud and clear in each of the presentations, are coveted. And what is beginning to happen in the schools is students are saying, I want one of those. That's special. And they are turning their lives around. So again, speaking of legacies, this is what's happening with these Turnaround Achievement Awards. So, I know you're probably hoping that we're concluding, but we're just getting into the presentations of the scholarships. But this is exciting, because these scholarships are life-changing. It means that these recipients can go on to university and extend their education. So it is an important part of tonight, and it is our scholarship program. So in addition to our special awards, each grade 12 student continuing their education will receive a $1,000 scholarship from Kingswood. A certificate confirming this scholarship is included in the portfolio each student receives from our chairman, Gary DiPaolo, after receiving their medallion. Now, since the inauguration of our program 31 years ago, we have honored nearly 1,088 students and presented $616,650 in scholarships throughout 22 schools in the greater Fredericton area. And tonight we are presenting 19 graduating students with a total of $49,000 in scholarship funding to further their education. Thank you. So over the years, funds that support the granting of these scholarships have been raised through various fundraisers designed and led by the Kingswood Turnaround Achievement Awards Organizing Committee. I have to stop right there just to say thank you, Organizing Committee. We've got photographers and beautiful everything. Yeah, amazing job. The Kingswood Turnaround Achievement Awards is a registered Canadian charity. All monies awarded by scholarships will be paid to the student's institution of choice in their name, pending confirmation of acceptance, to be used for tuition, living costs, or other educational expenses incurred through the institution. And any overage, unused fees, or cancellation of student status will see that portion of the funds returned to the Kingswood Turnaround Achievement Awards or to the scholarship donor. And now, we continue the exciting part of this evening's ceremony with the presentation of individual scholarships to some of tonight's graduating recipients. These scholarships, again, are funded through the support of individuals as well as corporate and institutional partners in our program. Starting with the Nashwaaksis Lions Club Scholarship in the value of $1,000 and in its 14th year of being offered will be presented by Gary DiPaolo to Taylor Kirkpatrick of Leo Hayes High School. Congratulations, Taylor. Our next scholarship, donated by the Learning Bar, will be presented by Colette Wasson. The Learning Bar is a research-based education company that provides tools and solutions designed to inform educators, guide school planning, and give voice to students, parents, and teachers. This is the 11th year that the Learning Bar has been a partner in our program, and again, valued at $1,000, this scholarship is awarded to, drum roll please, Riley Price from Oromocto High School. And Riley, as we heard, has been working towards getting certified as a social services community worker at NBCC in the fall. That's amazing. The New Brunswick Society of Retired Teachers Central Branch Scholarship, valued at $1,000 and presented by Cheryl Miles, president of the Central Branch, goes to Keegan Gould from Central New Brunswick. There's Keegan. How could you miss Keegan? He almost has to duck to miss the chandeliers. Right over there, Keegan. And the Retired Teachers Group has been supporting our program for 12 years, and we are very appreciative of their continued focus on our youth. Again, I don't want to belabor it, but I have to tell you a quick story. There was a recipient last year who ended up being like a scholarship sponsor the following year. So it's a program that just keeps on giving and giving and giving. The next two scholarships are awarded by the New Brunswick Community College, NBCC. NBCC provides post-secondary education on 6 campuses across New Brunswick in more than 90 programs. This is NBCC's 14th year as a partner of this program. Each scholarship presented tonight is in the amount of $1,000 and will be presented by Carrie Jane Rose, Development Officer at NBCC Fredericton Campus. The NBC Fredericton Campus Scholarship is awarded to Dakota Werner from Oromocto High School. And again, if you recall, Dakota will be attending NBC's Fredericton campus and is enrolled in the accounting course. The second scholarship to NBCC is awarded to Blaine Allen from Cambridge Harris Community School. He will be attending NBCC to complete super bright, I can just tell. Really smart. And our next scholarship, valued at $1,000, is presented by the Omega Restaurant in Minto. This is the 4th year for the involvement of Omega, and the winner will be presented their scholarship by Chairman Gary DiPaolo. The winner is Riley Kowalski from Minto High School. And we are very excited to have a new scholarship year this year from the New Brunswick Command of the Royal Canadian Legion. We'll redo one of those, but for now, we are proud to present 3 scholarships valued at $1,000 each, presented by Comrade Daryl Alward, Provincial Chair for the New Brunswick Command of the Royal Canadian Legion. Thanks for being with us tonight, Mr. Alward. We appreciate that. You want to head right over to that podium and I'll send the recipients your way. The first $1,000 scholarship winner is Blaine Allen from Cambridge Narrows Community School. Blaine is planning on attending NBCC. Double, that's awesome. Second $1,000 scholarship winner is Cohen Vautour Barton from the Enterprise Center. And Cohen, as we heard, is looking to enlist in the military, which is awesome. Now, Xavier, you may have to bring your plaque with you because I believe it was already presented, but we're going to do it again. The third $1,000 scholarship winner is Xavier Sabatis Peters from Fredericton High School. And Xavier, too, is ready to enlist in the military. Thank you both. That is an incredible story in itself. And in June, yes, absolutely, a round of applause. In June 2016, the Kingswood family tragically lost a beautiful person by the name of Jennifer Brewer. Jen was known for her kindness, her beautiful smile, and positive disposition. She touched many lives, and for that, we are left with beautiful memories. While we are saddened by our loss, we know that Jen would be honored that Kingswood is donating an annual $1,000 scholarship in her memory to the Kingswood Turnaround Achievement Awards. And we invite Denise Johnson from Kingswood to present the Jen Brewer Memorial. And the scholarship is awarded to Peyton Bernard Curley of Fredericton High. And Peyton plans on furthering his education in the fall at NBCC, and he's interested in the trades. The University of New Brunswick Scholarship, valued at, get this, $5,000, will be presented tonight by Michelle Corey, Director of Undergraduate Awards. And UNB offers undergraduate and graduate degrees in more than 60 disciplines in continuing education in a variety of fields. This is UNB's 18th year as a partner in this program, and many thanks to UNB for that. Receiving the UNB scholarship of $5,000 is Liam Simmons of Liverpool High School. And Liam will be enrolled at the University of New Brunswick in the engineering program. Another bright, bright mind. Wow. Our next scholarship is $1,000, made possible by CIBC Mays Reynolds Financial Group. I would like to invite Bill Reynolds, Senior Wealth Advisor, to the stage. This year's award goes to Logan Gates from Fredericton High School. Logan will be studying heavy mechanics at NBCC. St. Thomas University has been a supporter of our program since we began, and this year they're proud to present 2 scholarships valued at $2,000 each. Presenting the St. Thomas Scholarship is Tripp Lewis, Turnaround Achievement Award Committee member, graduate of St. Thomas in 1999 and 2009, and whose father was a professor at STU from 1970 to 1999. Cool, Tripp, didn't know that. This year's first scholarship winner is Hannah Michaud. And Hannah will be taking the Bachelor of Arts program at STU in the fall. And Tripp was also one of Hannah's teachers this year at FHS. That's a cool story too. And I think table 25 must be related to 28. Somebody was very excited about Hannah's award. Our second St. Thomas Scholarship winner of $2,000 is Mariah Brown from Rio Heights High School. And the lovely Mariah is enrolled in the arts program at STU for the fall. We have another new scholarship donor this year, the Capital Region Service Commission. I call on Her Worship Mayor Judy Wilson-Shee, Chair of the Capital Region Service Commission, to come to the stage and present the award for $1,000 to Kaylin Jones of Ormonville High School. And Kaylin, who delivered a most incredibly beautiful speech, will be attending the Welding and Metals Fabrication course at NBCC. And presenting their scholarship for the second year is the Canadian Federation of University Women at Fredericton, valued at $1,000. Please welcome to the stage Anne Susie, CFUW Fredericton. The winner of this award is Hannah McKelvey from Fredericton Enterprise. in the picture and then showing up like that. Like, oh man, yeah. So Hannah is enrolling in the NBCC in the personal care work. Oh, I love that personal care worker program. This energetic student is already working at Windsor Court. That. The Turnaround Committee wishes to thank Nancy Ketch and Hugh Cameron for their generous donation of 2 $1,000 scholarships. I would ask Nancy and Hugh. I saw Hugh, not sure if I saw Nancy. Hugh's definitely here, so Hugh, if you could come forward. The first winner is Jacob Allen from Fredericton Enterprise School. And Jacob will be attending NBCC in the trades program. The second recipient is Parker Anderson from Stanley High School. Parker was going to be working towards becoming an electrician. Parker unfortunately wasn't able to be here tonight. In their third year as donor of a scholarship is the Stewart McKelvey Law Firm with a donation of $1,500. Making the presentation is Allison McCarthy from Stewart McKelvey, and the recipient is, heard this name before, Mariah Brown from Leo Hayes High School. Again, I'll remind you that Mariah is attending St. Thomas University in the fall, taking the arts program. And in their second year as a donor of a scholarship is the Dissolve Group Corp. with a wonderful donation of $2,500. Presenting the scholarship is Chris Ingersoll, President, and Cameron Allward, CFO of Dissolve Group. The winner of this scholarship is Hannah Michaud of Fredericton High School. See, when you're a double winner, you've got to be in all these places at the same time. So Hannah, I'll remind you, of Fredericton High will be attending St. Thomas University in the fall to follow the Bachelor of Arts program. And then our last scholarship is presented in the memory of Nick Plimmer, who worked tirelessly with at-risk students in District 17 and 18. This program was very dear to his heart. We would ask Dan Plimmer, this is Nick Plimmer's son, to present 2 scholarships in the amount of $1,000 each to 2 students from Chipman Forest Avenue School. The first student is Quinn Levine. Quinn will be attending NBCC in the fall to work towards his welding certification. Quinn looks like he's ready to walk the runway at the model fashion show or something or other. The second student is Yan Da Silva Pereira, also from Chipman Forest Middle School. Yeah, maybe third time's the try, maybe third time I'll get your last name right. Sorry about that. And this, ladies and gentlemen, and most special guests of all, this has been such a great year. You've been such a great audience. This concludes our scholarship presentations. In total this evening, 19 graduating students were eligible for $49,000 to further their dreams. We thank very sincerely the following scholarship partners and sponsors of the Turnaround Achievement Award Program: NBCC, St. Thomas University, University of New Brunswick, Atlantic Business College, the Learning Bar, Central Branch of New Brunswick Retired Teachers, New Brunswick Command, the Royal Canadian Legion, Nashwauk Lions Club, Jen Brewer Family, Stewart McKelvey, Capital Region Service Commission, Nick Plimmer Family, Eastern College, Mount A, Omega Restaurant, Dissolve Group Corp, CIBC Mays Reynolds Financial Group, Nancy Ketch and Hugh Cameron, Canadian Federation of University Women, Dairy Farmers of New Brunswick, Tim Hortons Fredericton Minto Group, JIL Engineering and Construction Limited, Marjorie and Alan Belzile, and David Ellis and Lynn St. Pierre Ellis, and Program 34. You're in the audience, you're like, I want to sponsor. You can just see the organizing committee. That's my notes, not theirs. We would also like to thank the following who are also an integral part of this evening's program. Outreach Productions, amazing job. You've been with us for I don't know how long. Amazing job. Thank you so much. Anglophone West School District, Keith Minchin, the incredible photographer who's been here since at least 5 o'clock. And of course, our new host venue, the Fredericton Inn. Also, this program could not continue without the support of Brian Johnson in Kingswood, and this is probably where I'm going to need my Kleenex. Brian has been presented countless awards, many in recognition of his philanthropy. He's been a long-standing and humble, very humble contributor to worthy causes, volunteering his very special talents and countless hours along with financial support. For Brian, these awards are an opportunity to make a difference in the community and the lives of young people. Nothing more, nothing less than that. That's what his goal is. And we have recognized, and we're happy to recognize him here tonight. What a legacy, Brian. On behalf of everyone here tonight, thank you so very much. 31 years at the time of So now we're going to give our students time to form a receiving line over by the exit, so that way. And then I would ask guests to please take a moment and offer words of encouragement and congratulate them on their achievements. I always want to be the first one in line to do that because their stories were amazing. Photos and videos of tonight's ceremony can be found at www.kingswoodpark.ca under the Turnaround Achievement Awards in the coming weeks. And in parting, let me leave you with this quote by Charles Swindoll. The longer I live, the more I realize the impact of attitude on life. Attitude, this sounds like something that Madame Claire would say, like attitude, grit. This is all about attitude. So, and so attitude to me is more important than facts. Yes, it is more important than the past, than education, than money, than circumstances, than failures, than successes, than what other people think or say or do. It is more important than appearance, giftedness, or skill. It'll make or break a company, a church, a home. The remarkable thing is we have a choice every day regarding the attitude we will embrace for that day. We cannot change the inevitable. The only thing we can do is play on the one string we have, and that is our attitude. I'm convinced that life is 10% what happens to me and 90% how I react to it. And so it is with you. We are in charge of our attitudes. Charles Swindoll. We hope everyone enjoyed the ceremony. You have been an incredibly patient, incredible audience, is all I'm going to say. And thank you again. I hope to see you again next year. Take care of one another.